20 to 8, Zinc 96 with Bilko and Jade for breakfast. As you know, a lot of school stuff happening today with those kids doing the protest against Pauline and One Nation. Just excuse them if they're not in class today. There's a bigger issue afoot. However, while we're in school mode...
There are lots of issues afoot. In fact, I read a story in the newspaper over the weekend about a movement to get kids, especially primary school kids, off screens in the classroom. And there's a group called the Heads Up Alliance. It's a group of Australian teachers and families who are calling on education ministers across Australia to make primary schools device-free. It's very controversial given that we have moved towards screens over the last decade and now we're being asked to move away from them. Jane is a teacher and she's part of the Heads Up Alliance and she joins us this morning. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Bilko Jade and Bilko. How are you going?
G'day.
Very well, thank you. Tell us a little bit about why, as a teacher, you think there is an important need to get kids off screens.
Okay. Look, what we're witnessing today is constant distraction in classrooms. I mean, I've been teaching for nearly 30 years, and what I can see is lack of curiosity, lack of listening skills, and a real decline in the ability to focus. I mean, my analogy is I've really got to stress we're not anti-technology. Mm-hmm. Because I think a lot of the comments coming through is, the word ban. People picked up on that word, but we're not banning technology at all. I teach in the creative and performing arts and design. I will continue to use technology, but it's technology with a purpose. And I think what's happening today when you go into a classroom, the students automatically open up their laptop, by default. What happens then is we have a struggle to close them. All right, so we have discipline issues, we have focus issues, and we're being supported by the NAPLAN results this week. We're not hanging our head on those. Results.
That's been atrocious, especially in Queensland, hasn't it? Those results.
Well, it has. I mean, look, we have to acknowledge that NAPLAN is a snapshot.
Yeah.
We are on the ground, and we can see through our assessment tasks that the ability to write and to think and to form opinions is dissolving. It's dissolving rapidly. Now, we have to look at the variables. I mean, the big thing that is to us is obvious is it's the laptop in front of the student because they're not using it as it was designed.
Yeah, and they're also not reading anymore. I was reading a statistic just recently that I shared with Bilko about how an average person's attention span is now 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But the research says that Gen Z's digital attention span is 8 seconds. So the problem is, I think, that trying to get kids to move back to, say, write an essay or read a book that isn't on a screen too can be a real struggle for parents. So it must be a real struggle then for teachers in the classroom as well.
Well, I mean, absolutely. They aren't reading. And I'm actually teaching English this year as well alongside my drama. And I have made a conscious decision to begin my lessons with reading a novel.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can tell you that after 5 minutes, they're squirming. And I don't exaggerate. Within probably a quarter of the class, I'm starting to look out the window.
That's that PTSD of not having the screen there in front of them. And I'm an advocate too, Jane, of the fact that you put pen to paper makes you learn better, retain more, and also I think you're a bit more creative when you think about what you're writing rather than what you're typing.
Well, so I was reading from a neuroscientist only a few days ago. They said that whole process of putting pen to paper and when you innately pause is when you are thinking. So if they're and I know that I can't type like I can write. Yes. I think I'm too busy trying to think of where the letters are, perhaps. I don't know.
Oh, Jane, I've lost the art of writing. My handwriting is atrocious. It used to be beautiful in school, but years of typing has destroyed my hands to the point where I can't hold a pen properly and form the words. I'm very disappointed with myself, yeah.
Oh, well, there's hope.
There is hope.
I think there are some students in Year 12 we have to train up to hold a pen.
Wow.
They have weighted pens to try and gain that strength back in that hand. I mean,
Bring back the pen license.
The pen license.
We
I
need
remember
that
the
back.
pen license.
Oh, very cute. But look, I think if you go onto the Heads Up Alliance website, and if you can go to www.change.org/fewer screens, more learning, and have a read at some of the comments, and even we're surprised at the enormity of this problem.
Yeah.
And we are not anti-technology. We are not trying to ban. It's controlled use of the device.
It is. And the Facebook page people need is the Heads Up Alliance, and that link that you spoke about just then is on change.org, is available on that Facebook page. I'm sorry, Jane. Look,
Yes,
thank you
it
very
is.
much for sharing your experience with us today. If people are interested, and I imagine that a lot of parents and educators will be, the Heads Up Alliance. So just look for them on Facebook.
Yeah, have a look at their comments. It's very interesting.
And thank you
A
for
lot
what
of
you do,
people
Jane,
suffer.
as a teacher. That's
we
very
take
important.
our hats off to you, honestly.
Oh, we try. We try.
Thank
Well,
you, darling.
thank you.
What's that link again?
It's the Heads Up Alliance. So if you just Google the Heads Up Alliance, you'll find their Facebook page as well.